My presentation is going to be based upon the Amazon's income statement from 2010 to 2015. I am going to present the financial statements, the ratios, and the trend charts. The purpose of the presentation is to demonstrate the use of XBRL tagged financial statements, the use of VBA code, the use of the macros, VLOOKUP, and chart design. I use the site xbrlxl.com to download the Amazon statements. The XBRL financial statements are very convenient to use because it can be manipulated with pivot tables and VLOOKUP to organize information. Firstly, I copied and pasted the consolidated income statement in a separate sheet labeled Financial Statement with the XBRL tags. Secondly, I formatted the table and created the ratios with the charts. With the use of VLOOKUP, I filled the ratio tables and explained the feature of each ratio below each chart of the ratios. Thirdly, I used the macro recording feature to create buttons. Each button was assigned with commands to either load the ratios, move to another page, or clear the tables and charts with notes to load a different ratio. Some of the ratios I looked at were cost of goods sold in terms of percentage of sales, administrative costs in terms of percentage of sales, operating margin, gross margin, net profit margin, earnings per share ratio. These ratios are important because they tell us a lot about the health of the company. For example, for cost of goods sold in terms of percentage of sales, it is generally running downwards in case of Amazon. This is a positive for Amazon. Trend for selling and administrative cost percentage of sales is generally running upwards and in pace with the sales except for 2014, but cost did come down in 2015. Operating margin. Net operating margin measures the profitability of current operations without interest expense and taxes. Trend for operating margins is generally running downwards. This is a negative for the company, but again in 2015, the trend moves upwards, which is a positive. Earnings per share measures the earnings per common share outstanding. Trend should be upwards, but the trend is generally downwards for Amazon, as we can see, except for 2012 and 2015. Gross margin. Gross margin measures percentage of revenues available to cover operating expenses and yield a profit. The trend for gross margin is generally running upwards. Amazon has a positive trend when it comes to gross margin. Net profit margin. Net profit margin measures the percentage of each $1 of revenue that is left over as profit. Trend should be upwards, but we can see that generally the trend is downwards for Amazon. I have also included a horizontal analysis button over here, which actually takes us to a page where we can see the horizontal and the vertical analysis of the income statement and the balance statement. When we look at these statements this way, we can see actually why these negatives are here, because whatever is inside the income statement is flowing through the balance sheets also. So these analysis, vertical and horizontal analysis, helps us decipher that information. Finally, worksheet with ratios would be ideal to use in presentations. The macros with buttons would be better than having to slide to the worksheet to check that data if a user isn't comfortable with spreadsheet format.